as you can tell probably from the title down below, we're going to be doing a quick everyday makeup look for like work. In my case, it's for work. Anybody who's going to school, you could do this for school, even running errands, that sort of thing. I have been incorporating doing my makeup more when I'm getting ready in the morning to go to work. In my previous video, I mentioned that brief. I have all of this makeup and I love makeup. You know, that's my hobby. It's what I enjoy doing on my downtime. It makes me feel good. And I keep buying more and I hardly really use it. Like, I feel like I give this illusion on like social media that I wear makeup like every day because I love it so much, and I really don't. Out of laziness for the most part, I don't make the time for it. So that's one of the things that I'm incorporating in this new year, and I've really been keeping up with it, and I like it. Like, you get up, you do a little something to your face, and when you look good, you feel good. So I'm going to show you guys how I do my everyday look when I get ready in the morning, and I hope you like this video. So if you want to see how I got to this look, then just keep on watching. You smell so good. I already did my skin prep. I think maybe in the future down the line I'll do either an updated skincare routine video or like full in-depth makeup tutorial including my skin prep. Let me know if that's something that you would like to see in the future, because I more than likely will do it. You know, I already did that off camera, so we can just get right into the makeup. First things first, moisturize these lips. I'm thinking about investing in the Fenty Skin Lip Oil. So I usually use my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is in the color 9 or 6, but it's the black one, whichever one is the darkest. It's my first time in a minute doing my eyebrows on camera. I hope this lighting is okay. It's actually daytime when I'm filming. Like, what? Juvia filming in the daytime? Like a less harsh version of the 2016 brows. Like, if you know, you know. Brush these bad boys up. I'm following the line of my natural brow on the bottom. I'm just following through on that. I do the same thing around the same part, but the top version, but the top part of the brow. I don't do the soap brow thing to my brows. I know that's like a big thing. It's the trend now, like on TikTok and just overall on social media. Soap fluffy brow. I personally don't do that. It's never piqued my interest. I might do a little sparse fake hairs in the front, and then I'll brush it out. And that's like, and now what I'll do is I'll clean them up and I just do underneath. Sometimes I'll do over too. I'm still rocking with my Ellesy Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the shade Zork Cocoa. Oh, that's a lot. See what happens when you're blind and you're trying to film? So I usually just get a little bit. I'm gonna ever so lightly because I have too much on my brush. I just use this like small brush, a small kind of precise brush, and try to clean up the brow so it looks a little bit better. We all have a favorite brow. My favorite brow is this brow. This brow gives me hardly any trouble. I don't usually have to do that much. And the right brow, I try to get her to keep up. To seal it, I use my e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. One side's supposed to be for the brows, one side's supposed to be for the lashes. I use both sides for my brows. If you've been rocking with me for a while, you know that I've been using this for years. I've been using this way back from 2016 makeup tutorials. So if it ain't broke, you know? And it's just like $3. It does what it needs to do for me, for my brows. And it's like $3. I have come a long way, might I say, with my brows, okay? My friends, if any of my friends are watching this, they know years ago, back in, probably starting from back in college, when I would do my brows, that alone would take me like 15-20 minutes. My friends would be like, so how far did you get in your makeup, like doing your makeup? And I'll be like, I just finished my brows. And they're like, I start my makeup with my brows, always. Oh, if I only just finished doing my brows, and then, you know, I'm not gonna be done anytime soon. Usually for eyes, I don't always have the time to do eyeshadow. If it's a good day and I wake up a little extra early to do something to my eyes, then great. I'm not in a super duper rush today, so we can do a little something to the eyes. So I just put my Too Faced concealer. This is in Chestnut. Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm missing a nail, I know. Oh, nope. I just start to blend it out onto the lid. I'm going to quickly set it with my KimChi Puff Puff Pass Set and Bake powder. It's mixed with my Fenty Beauty powder, but this KimChi powder is in the shade Banana. Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in Hazelnut. Two together. I put a little bit of this in here. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully you can, but it's like mixed. Gives it a nice tone for my skin tone. Blend it one more time with the sponge, so I'm not setting any creases. Tap, tap, tap first to even it out, and then press that bad boy right on. The thing is, like I said, I don't usually have that extra time to do my eyeshadow, but when I do, I usually would just use like regular browns for the crease. I use like a different amount of palettes. It really depends. I don't really know how to say it. Vizart. This Vizart palette, I think it's called the Petite Pro Un. These two brown shades in the end. Violet Voss Sunkissed Summer Pro Series palette. Shade I believe is called Tan Lines. Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina collaboration. She's dirty because she's loved, so just don't mind that. This one, and this one. I know one's called Edges, one is Ginger, and the other one's Credit. For today, I think I'm gonna go in with the brown from the Violet Voss palette. Just making sure y'all could see. And ever so lightly. I'm gonna go in a little deeper brown from the Jackie Aina palette. I believe that brown was called Credit. Blend a little bit like on the actual outer end, like the whole, not just the outer end crease, but the actual outer end of the lid too. If I have time, I would use like a cute shimmery shade. Got these singular eyeshadows from Yes Style, some Asian brand on Yes Style. This is like what it looks like if you ever want to look into it. They have a whole bunch of cute colors. Is number 7. And do you see that? Just use your finger for this. And I like to kind of like pat it. You can swipe it if you want. I kind of just pat it. Looks like you did a lot and you really didn't do that much. I think it's a pressed glitter. I use it like a pressed glitter. I don't ever use a brush when I'm using this shadow. So you can be as messy as you want. Like I pressed it in even all the way up top. It's gonna get up there anyways. I will go back to the skin and I'm going to prime my face. I usually use these two. Like similar as far as packaging. It's the e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer and then my not Makeup Forever. Wow, sorry. The Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And I just put it on the cheeks, the forehead. I'm not a professional. Never claimed to be. I'm self-taught. I'm a graduate from YouTube University. Right here, I'll use the Smashbox and a little bit here. Anywhere that I want my pores to look non-existent. Sometimes I'll put it right here too, around the smile line to help out, and a little bit on the chin. I want to do this to show that it sticks. No, we're not using foundation. Who am I? You get older and then you realize like I'm not gonna wake up early enough to make time for that. So this NYX Pro Fix Stick Correcting Concealer, and this is in the shade Deep Walnut. They did their big one with this. Use this correcting concealer over any dark spots that I want to cover up. This pretty much replaces my foundation. I have some dark scars around here. Just lightly swipe that on. around my mouth. I also have some dark scarring here. I try not to cover my beauty marks. I do like my beauty marks. These concealer sticks are so creamy. These are so good. I would highly recommend you get your hands on some of these. I like to use this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. Small, precise, like buffing brush kind of, it looks like. And I just lightly blend. It's so creamy and so easy to blend. And do you see the difference? Then I like conceal. This is the last cream product that I use because remember, we don't have that much time to do like a full beat, you know. The only cream products that I use for my face, there's the under eye concealer and the NYX correcting stick just to cover my dark marks. I'm going back in with the sponge. I usually use a bigger sponge, but right now I'm using a smaller one. I use the excess that I get from under my eyes, the concealer I have under my eyes for like my nose area. It controls the amount of product I'm putting on my nose. I don't directly really put concealer on my nose like that anymore, at least not for like an everyday makeup look. Get as much coverage as possible, like a light coverage. It's not like a full coverage look, but I also don't want to put too much product on my face and, you know, feel all that product on my face, because it may feel nice and fresh when you just finish, but you know, after a few hours and you're talking to people in the office and you know, you're eating snacks or you're eating lunch, like after a while, you know, you can kind of feel the makeup on your skin sometimes, and I'm trying to avoid that feeling. Like, I don't want to feel like there's really anything on my face. It looks so much different on the camera than it does in person. I start setting everywhere I just concealed. I'm going back in with my KimChi powder that's already been pre-mixed with some of the Fenty. Press right in, put a little bit, whatever's left over on the powder puff, onto the nose, because I did put some concealer on my nose. Sometimes I forget this, it's just worth a mention, but usually I've been seeing people do this a lot, like makeup tutorials and stuff on social media, and usually they would go in with a pressed powder under their eyes first, and then the loose setting powder. And it's whenever I remember I'll do it, but I bought this setting powder from NARS. It's their soft matte advanced perfecting powder, and I got it in the shade Offshore, and this is just what it looks like. I would tap into it and press under my eyes with this, and then go in with the loose setting powder, but I forgot that. So then I'll go in with my Laura Mercier loose setting powder in translucent medium deep. Set the rest of my face. Gonna tap that bad boy in just to set the rest of my face. It is looking like a little crazy right now with this lighting. I don't know what's going on. I swear to you, in person, it looks fine. So I get this, you know, get your bronzing contour brush. This is a brush I've had for literally since college, so like 2015 is this Cala brush. I go in with my two Juvia's Place bronzed palettes, the dark and the Zork. I really pretty much only use this one in the dark, this bottom shade, and then for the deep dark I use both. I don't know if you can tell, she's loved. I don't know, the lighting's got me looking like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like that. I don't like that. And then for the nose, I still love using my MAC blush in Film Noir. If you've been rocking with me for a while, you know that this alone was something that I was using as a bronzer, because at the time I couldn't find a bronzer that was dark enough and had that like deep, rich red undertone that I was looking for. I still like to use her, but I only use her for my nose. AOA Studio F33 brush. This is a perfect brush that I like to use to bronze up my nose. I got it from Shop Miss A. Their brushes are so good, they're great quality, and they're inexpensive, so I would check them out if you haven't already. Sometimes what I'll also do is I'll put a little bit under the bronzer I just did. We're gonna go in with blush. Usually for an everyday, I use my Colourpop Luv Me Not pressed powder blush. Like, reddish, coralish blush for deeper skin tones. They say blush is the first thing to go, so sometimes packing on a lot of blush is ideal if you want it to last throughout the day. But like, look at her. Maybe sometimes a little bit on the nose. You already know how it is. Like, hello? Hello? I'm gonna use my Milani Make It Last Original up to 24-hour wear spray. You've been rocking with me for a while. If you haven't, that's fine. I welcome everybody. You're new? Come on in. But if you've been around long enough, you know that I love the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter. It's between that highlighter or the Know You Better Ellesy highlighter in Sun Glow. Today I'm gonna use the Ellesy actually. I'm gonna get this cute highlighting brush. This is also from Shop Miss A. It's their AOA Studio F34 brush. Perfect for highlighting. So I'll just go in a little right here at the bridge and then do a little on the tip of the nose. I'm going to blend everything out with my Sephora Microsmooth powder in the shade Hazelnut. Step into it with this big fluffy brush. This brush is also Shop Miss A brush. They need to sponsor me at this point. It's their AOA Studio F12 brush. Make sure there's no harsh lines, and then we're gonna go back to the eyes real quick. I don't have like lash extensions. It's not my thing. I don't do that. I do like lashes, but realistically in the mornings when I'm getting ready, I don't always have the time to do that. That's where a really good mascara comes into play. The two mascaras that I usually use are my two favorite mascaras. For a while now they've been my two favorite. It's the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara and the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. So I use these two bad boys. I usually use the Bad Gal Bang on my lower lashes just because of the way that the bristles. Then the Fenty Beauty on the upper lashes. Tell me you see the difference. Usually on my day-to-day, I use the Juvia's Place lip liners. When it's a good day, I would use my what is it, the Sachu lip liner. I usually use Clover. Like lately I've been using Clover when I have the time and I remember like to put it on while I'm doing my makeup. Obviously I didn't remember today, but that's okay because I also like to use Juvia's Place lip liners. So when I do get a chance to use the Sachu lip stain lip liner thing, I would use that, take that off, and then on top of that I would use my Juvia's Place lip liners. So they're super creamy, super pigmented, and more important than anything, they are retractable. I love retractable lip liners. We are going to be using Cocoa Latte. For any of my dark-skinned baddies out there that's watching this, I would highly recommend Juvia's Place lip liners. I would recommend them, and they're affordable. I like to go in with my Fenty Beauty, what is this called? The Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Sticks. This is in the shade Hibiscus. These are no joke. She did her big one with this. This is a go-to. I've heard a lot of people rave about this specific color. I knew when I saw the color layout, I was like, I want that one. I want that one. Smudge it on like this in the middle. And that completes the look for today's video. I have really been enjoying taking the time to do my makeup before going to work in the morning. I think this is a great makeup look that anybody could use before going to school in the mornings, going to work, running little errands for the day, on the weekends, whatever the case may be. My face doesn't feel heavy with makeup, with products. I have a good amount of coverage that I need for the day. I don't need anything like crazy as far as coverage, and you know, it looks like I did more than I did. It's giving that illusion, and it's just giving, and I love that. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you like what you see and you would like to see more from me, I love making new friends, and I definitely would appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.